Hey, hi, hello creatives. Welcome back or to my channel. My name is Lindsay and today we are doing my October plan with me. I know this is extremely late. I did record this probably about 2 weeks ago and I really meant to put this out the beginning of October, but here we are. We're here. But I'm going to show you my supplies first as usual, and I did do a little bit of a Michaels haul for the theme for this month. So I'm using two Tombos, 526 and 992, my Unipin fine liners, as well as a Papermate Flare. I use the 0.3 and 0.8 Unipin fine liners. I'm using a metallic, can't remember the brand, brush pen, and then these items that I bought from Michaels. I bought 4 things of washi tape, this little sticker book, and some scrapbook papers, and these like die cuts. And I used this theme, or I used these things for my October plan with me, obviously, and I'm doing it in my B5 size Archer and Olive notebook. I got this in one of the subscriptions boxes, and I'll just go through my September pages first to show you kind of how I used my journal in the month of September. I use my calendar for bill payments and such, keeping track of that. Then my paychecks, my quotes, this I fill out after, and then my to-do list for the week, and now jumping into my cover page for October. I was in Michaels a few weeks ago. I think it was more like the end of September. I was in Michaels and they had out their Halloween stuff and such at the beginning, at the where the cash register is. Generally, at least in my Michaels here, they bring out like that seasonal sticker stuff that they do. And I was really drawn to this pack because it was like pinks and blues. And I think I was really drawn to it because normally in October I've been doing a purple theme. And the one year I did, I think last year I did like scary movies theme that I printed off of Pinterest. And I think, again, generally the color that like stood out was purples. And this year, because I'm trying to keep with, the whole point of using scrapbook paper that I've been doing in the last few months of my bullet journal setups is to use my stash because I have a lot of scrapbook paper, but I know buying more stuff is not ideal when I'm trying to use my stash, but I don't have a lot of Halloween ephemera, really. I bought a bunch of stuff last year as well, but I didn't want to do the same theme or use the same stickers as last year. So again, when I saw this pack, they had a couple others that also like went with each other. They had like an all like monochrome black and white pack, and then I think they had the traditional like orange and black pack. But again, I was drawn to this one because it was more like blues and like pinky colors that I saw that were mostly like standing out of these packs. So I'm just like, okay, this is a pretty cool color scheme for October and Halloweeny. So I decided to use this pack. And then, I decided to do the this little random font for the October title on this cover page, and I like how like bold and big it is. I also went over it twice. As you can see, it basically changes the color a lot of that blue, and I noticed like partway through it doesn't match the blue that I'm using overly well from the pack, but I still think it looks decent together. And I do really like how simple it was kind of putting this theme together because of using like the die cuts, the sticker sheets, or the sticker sheets in that little sticker book, and then the washi tape that I kind of all bought together kind of goes really well together. So it was really easy. I didn't have to like sort through all of my scrapbook paper to find stuff that matches. I just picked out this cream color, I think like an orangey color, and then a blue from that scrapbook pad that I got. And I also liked that I got the smaller size. I can't remember the size. I think it's maybe 6x6 paper pad, I think it was. Can't say for sure. I don't really remember, but I believe it's 6x6. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I think that the black washi tape on the right hand side that I just put down, I think that's the only thing that has like a tint of purple in it. So ultimately, 3 years in a row for October, I've been using purple in some way, shape, or form. But again, I really liked this color scheme. And I started on the left-hand side here. I put these 3 like picture frames down, and then I put that 4th one down, and then I do add the 2 little ones on the right side, but I do opt to take them off here because I thought that I really liked the idea of putting all of the picture frames on the left-hand side, and I really liked how that looked. And I just added in a bunch of little stickers from the little sticker sheet and some washi tape from the sticker sheet. And this is my maximalist cover page because I love to not have a lot of white space. I like to fill it up with a lot of stickers. But I really liked how that cover page turned out. And then moving on into my calendar spread. And this one, I use my calendar as I'm sure you saw when I flipped through September that the calendar setup is generally the same every single month. I say generally the same. It is the exact same every single month. The only thing that's different is depending on what the calendar per se looks like, depending on what day of the month, one day of the week the month starts. But for my calendar, I have my squares being pretty big because I do use them. I do put when my bills are due on them. And I want to say fell off the wagon when it came to my journal in September. The last week of September, we got, well, I say we, but actually I got hit pretty hard with a sinus pressure infection. And I tried for like 3.5 days or almost 4 days to ride it out and to see if my body could kind of get rid of it on its own. It started Tuesday, and then by Friday I ended up going to the walk-in clinic and got some amoxicillin to help my body out because it was just brutal and the pressure that I was feeling on my head was just next level. So for the last month of September and the first week of October, I was just like almost a write-off because like I just can't. When I get sick, for the most part, I'm like out for the count because I don't get sick honestly too often. But now because we have little people in our household and I have children, like my children, I'm talking about my children, I get sick. And when you put a 4-year-old in a classroom for the first time with 25 to 30 kids in it, he tends to bring home a lot of germs. And I feel like this is already my 2nd time, I think, being sick since the beginning of September. And my son has already missed like 6 or 7 days of school. But anyways, so as you saw, I've kind of, I kind of go through and plan out where I'm going to put the big stuff on my spreads. And then once I know where like the big pieces of ephemera are going, I go in and add some washi tape, and then the stickers are last. I really liked how I added in that chandelier again on this page because it reminds me of how I added the little chandelier on the cover page. And I really liked how that turned out. Moving on to my quote page and my paycheck tracker page. I honestly, when I started recording this video, I didn't have a quote in mind. So I kind of paused it partway through and determined a quote. I also started recording this video on my daughter's nap, probably I'd say it was like October 6th or 7th that I actually recorded this video. What do you call it? Yeah, I started recording this video on my daughter's nap, and then she woke up partway through in and around somewhere here. somewhere you'll see a little bit of a jump in time where the lighting changes slightly because I started recording it during the day and then I finished recording it at nighttime. So the colors changed just slightly, but it's okay because I kind of needed to walk away from this this mood board / quote page because I really just couldn't figure this out. As you can see, I struggled really hard for trying to, I don't know, put these things in a way that it not only looked good, but just like felt a little cohesive, I guess. And I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't, I don't know why. I think I was more struggling with, I really wanted to use this bird, but it felt like the bird was just kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere. And I didn't want to think that the bird was just kind of floating. So I thought about, okay, maybe I could draw like a black line across the page to make it look like it's sitting on like a stick or something. I don't know. I know it's like I'm definitely overthinking it more than I have to. But I mean, it's my journal and this is part of the fun of creating this page. And one of the reasons why I started creating this quote unquote mood board that is now more of a quote page, just because I'm no longer using, or I haven't been using Pinterest photos. I've been using scrapbook paper. So, yeah, so I decided that I needed a little bit more of the orange color and I needed that one more piece of paper, and I'm just like, okay, now I can make the bird look like it's sitting kind of over here on this orange piece of paper and kind of throw things in. But of course I still wanted enough room to write my quote down without the ephemera kind of being the only thing you see. But yeah, I finally figured it out and I really liked how this was looking. And I decided to, with the bird, I decided to cut down a little bit more of the outline because I felt like the white border around the bird was really like thick, and I decided to cut around it. And I actually really liked, bringing it closer, but I didn't do it for the other pieces of ephemera because honestly it was a little time consuming. And as much as I do think it looks better, I didn't want to do it for the other two pieces. I wanted kind of the bird to stand out a little bit more, and I do think that the bird looks a lot better. So anyways, I go ahead and add in some washi tape and stickers and such to kind of fill up the page, and then I add in the quote with the metallic pen in order to, like the metallic brush pen, in order for it to show up really nicely on that blue paper. And I think it like matches perfectly to that orangey, like copper rust color. And I just decided on a quote that says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers." As much as I know my husband doesn't love the month of October, just because it tends to rain a lot here in Ontario, but I love October. I think October is one of my favorite months because I love the leaves changing on the trees. However, I hate that it literally lasts. Like you got 2 weeks where the trees are beautiful and then all the leaves fall off and then the trees just become skeletons. And I love when the vibrant red and orange colors are on the trees. It just is so pretty, and it makes it so that I already love doing road trips. And I mean, we live in a small town, and because we're less than 1,000 people in our town, we're technically a village. And our town though is quite small, so in order to, I mean, we're only 10 minutes outside of like our little like cottage country city, and where was I going with this? Oh, I going anywhere honestly is a road trip. Going to the mall takes us 45 minutes. So, and we like to go to a different mall that's about an hour away. So to me, anything above like that 45-minute to an hour mark, anything around that time and above is a road trip. So for us to just go to the mall, it's a road trip. But yeah, so moving on to my budget dashboard. I really like this page, and I ended up eliminating, I think last month I eliminated it too. There was a savings spot that I got rid of. I'm not sure if anyone noticed, if you've, watched my other Plan With Me videos, but I got rid of the savings part because we've accumulated a little bit more debt than when I started on my maternity leave. But yes, we have a little bit of credit card debt that I would like to kind of get out of. And to me, doing like excessive saving right now is just not realistic, really, because I'd rather use that money to put onto credit cards. And so I eliminated that spot for right now until we have our debt paid more down, and then we'll start with the savings back up, just because, yeah, I don't think it's necessary right now. But so this page actually came together very quickly. I just kind of threw together some stickers and stuff for the blank spot of this page, and then the rest of it is very functional, so I can't do a whole lot of decoration. The only thing that bums me out about the title, and I feel like I do it every month, is it always leans up. And I'm sure you noticed that my title is not straight at all, but I didn't worry too much about it because it doesn't bother me that much to want to like go over it or put paper over it and change it. But it's something that I do want to work on in terms of my lettering, is to make sure that I can kind of, do it more straight, I guess. But something that I just have to work on. And that's one of the reasons why I do these setups, is so that I can, get creative, play with stickers, play with washi tape, play with, paper and glue, and to improve my brush lettering, because I do tend to do a lot of brush lettering when I do these setups. But now moving into my last spread for the setup, and it's my weeklies. And I think it works out, so it ends on the 27th, and there's 3 days into the next month, but I didn't do it in this setup, but as I'm flipping the journal right next to me, I do have one more week for October. So there's actually 5 weeks in October that I'm going to do, because I guess 4 of the 7 days for the following week are October. So I'll do, one more page, but this one came together really quickly. I'm happy that I added in the quote pages, the quote stickers after. I'm not sure if you noticed that in the little preview there, but I failed to add it here before doing this flip through. I just added it in after, but yeah. So really simple setup, very easy to just go into Michael's and grab some stickers, washi tape, and ephemera, or just, stickers and washi tape, and call it a day. And I love how this setup came together. So if you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the things. It means so much to me and helps this channel grow. And I'll see you very, very soon in my next one. Fingers crossed, at least. Bye.